And thank you for having me.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon on another hot day. But Lord, we're not complaining. We're not complaining because things surely could be worse. I am Portia Wheatley. I am the founder and the president of a nonprofit organization acknowledged as Trophy of Life Incorporated, where we have the great opportunity, the privilege, and the assignment to render hope, encouragement, and inspiration to you, our audience, across the whole wide world. And now I am going to bring in my wonderful co-host.
Hello, everyone. My name is Takara Swan, and as always, I am so happy to be here with you today. We have a wonderful guest who I cannot wait to hear from. This is my first time actually meeting her, but I heard about her amazing story through a mutual friend, and I'm like, well, we have to have her on this broadcast. But before I bring her on, I just want to remind all of you to please go to our YouTube page, like, share, subscribe, because that is how you help us spread hope, encouragement, and inspiration to the entire world. Now, our guest today is Miss Natalie Scott, and she's going to talk about her journey with infertility and how God just, so wait a minute, I'm not done with you yet, honey, and blessed her with a beautiful, beautiful daughter who will be 3 this month. And also that experience helped her to start Laughing Sarah, which is an organization that she has for people who have issues with infertility. So Miss Natalie Scott, go ahead and take it away. Let us know everything about your journey.
So I just want to say thank you so much for having me on today. It's a complete honor and a privilege just to share a bit about how God has blessed me and blessed my husband and I. So how it all started. So infertility is still a taboo word. Yes, more individuals are being more comfortable in regards to sharing it, especially writing books in regards to like Gabrielle Union, and also our former First Lady, Michelle Obama, have spoken about it. But when I was going through it, I felt very alone. And many women and men, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit, feel very alone. And also they feel as if there's no one that they can turn to in regards to this issue. So a little bit about myself. I'm an ordained elder, and I'll talk about how God blessed me during my ordination to give birth. So I'll get into that. But I've been married since 2013. And as a young couple, you want to enjoy each other, enjoy, being husband and wife, travel the world. And we said that we didn't want to have children right away. We said during our first year of marriage, let's enjoy, get to know each other, and then let's start having a child. So 2014, it's been that year. And my doctor said to me, Natalie, why are you on birth control? It's time to get off that. You're almost 30 years old. Why don't you just kind of get started? And I said, okay, fine. So, we tried. And then in the midst of trying, I was starting to get really bad headaches. And I used to have headaches as a child. And I didn't know why I was getting these really bad migraines. So, they took all the blood work, and there's a level called prolactin. And for anyone who was or who has been a mother, prolactin is the hormone for nursing mothers. If you are not nursing, your level should be 5 and under. Mine was over 100. It was really like almost 200. So that was indicative of having a pituitary tumor, which is a brain tumor. So I got the MRIs and so forth, and they didn't see anything immediately. And sometimes the medication that you take, it makes you sick. And I said, okay, I'm not going to do this. So me not following the doctor's orders and so forth and being hard-headed, I was like, God is going to heal me. Yes, God healed me, but I needed to go through the process. So what happened was I went to my GYN, and she said, Natalie, it's time for you to now go to a reproductive endocrinologist. I did not know a reproductive endocrinologist was a fertility doctor. So I'm there, in the hallway, filling out papers. And then the front desk said, are you here for infertility? I said, oh, I guess now I have a label. And at that point, it literally hit me like a ton of bricks. Tried for over a year, nothing happened, having these headaches, having irregular periods and so forth. And I said, I guess I'm here. And literally at that very moment, I literally felt a wave of disappointment. I felt a wave of guilt. I felt a wave that I'm not woman enough. I felt a wave, is my husband going to love me if I don't give him a baby? I literally felt all of those emotions at once I had the label of being infertile. So go through the process with the doctor, go through being tested, getting your blood drawn every couple of days. And if anyone has been through fertility treatments, those treatments are real. Like, they don't feel good. You literally get injections all the time. And plus, I didn't realize, although I had a pituitary adenoma, which is a brain tumor, I also had scarring on my uterus. So when I had the scarring, I was like, okay, what did I do? Was it something that I did as a child, or as a teenager? All kind of thoughts just come up in your head, because that's the enemy's scheme. He doesn't want you to focus on the good. He wants you to go back to what happened before, when it's just like, God, I trust you, but in this doesn't feel good. So I had a surgery to clear up all of my scarring. And then I was diagnosed with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And that means I just wasn't ovulating the way that I was supposed to. So I was on hormonal medicine, and those hormonal medicines, you go up, down, around, depressed, oppressed, moody, all kind of emotions. But I could not share what was going on because, one, being an executive at work and, feeling as if I can't share this with anyone. And plus I couldn't share it with my friends because a lot of them were getting married and having children. So this is when I guess I had to share it. So one of our friends, during the midst of me going through the doctor and going through the processes and so forth, my husband and I were at a friend's house, and one of our mutual friends announced to the group that they were expecting. So another friend turned around, what's wrong with you? Why are you not having a child? And at that moment, and mind you, I'm going through the fertility treatments. I'm going through all of this testing. I'm waking up early in the morning. 1 month passes, I'm not pregnant. Another month passes, I'm not pregnant. I'm going through all of this, trying to put on a smiley face, being an encourager, being a preacher, and no one is knowing all of this. So literally in that moment, when she turned around and said, what's wrong with you? I literally had to run out the room, go to the bathroom, and I just started sobbing. And at that moment, that's when individuals was like, wait a minute, I shouldn't ask anymore. Yes, you don't know what some woman or man is going through, especially, if they don't have children. And I just want to be real. There's a certain term that says in the fertility world, mind your own womb, which is mind your own business. You don't know what someone is going through. So through that process, I said, you know what? I'm just not going to be around anyone. But then the Lord spoke to me clearly. He said, no, Natalie, I want you to start a ministry. And I said, what? I want you to start a ministry to encourage those that have been dealing with infertility just like you. And I said, no, like, I was like, I ain't doing it. Mm-mm. No, God, I ain't doing this. This is uncomfortable. And he's like, I want you to do it on your birthday. And I was like, so you want me to give up my birthday to start a ministry to talk about infertility, and I'm going through fertility treatments? Really, God? So he said, well, isn't your birthday in the month of birth? So my birthday is in September. So, and a week from today, that's when Laughing Sarah was started, which was 4 years ago. So I had a gala, I had people coming to support me. I had on a beautiful face, makeup done, hair done, everything was done. But in that moment, I was still dealing with my infertility. In that moment, I had a doctor's appointment earlier that morning where, they were dealing with stuff. In that moment, I still had to put on the face because I'm like, okay, God, in the midst of me being uncomfortable, I'll still trust you. I'll still trust you in this. So I go through the ministry, I start writing my encouragement, but then I start seeing women and men inboxing me about the encouraging scripture I posted, or having individuals talk about infertility. And I said, wow. So in the midst of me encouraging others, I was getting strength, and my husband was getting strength as well. So we're going through the motions. 1 year passed, 2 year passed. And in the third year, I was like, God, I've cried, I've fasted, I've served you. Why can't I have a baby? You know the desires of my heart. Sorry, that's my dog. But in the midst of it all, why can't I have a child? But in that, he said, well, you still trust me. So I ended up, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You want to get, can you get?
Yes, let me just mute right quick.
No problem. No problem at all. That's some great information, and as far as encouragement to our audience already, and we have not even heard the whole conclusion of the matter. It's amazing what God puts into your hands when we think we can't handle it, but all he wants is a yes. When we say that yes, watch things happen. God is so faithful, and he's funny.
Yeah, so I'm so sorry. We're
That's
live
okay,
and
no
anything can
problem.
happen.
Right.
So as I was saying, I was up to year 3, and I was at this point where I was like, I've taken so many pregnancy tests, I can literally start my own CVS or Walgreens. Literally, I've literally must have put stock in it. And when you're going through trying to get pregnant, it sometimes is like a chore. And that's for married couples. And I said, you know what? I said, Joe, and my husband's name is Joe. I said, you know what? I'm so sorry that I have not really been able to romance, because all I was thinking was like, I want to have a baby. I want to have a baby. Okay, it's this time, it's this hour. Okay, I'm about to ovulate, let's go. And God was like, Natalie, can y'all just like enjoy each other? So right before I got pregnant, we went to Broadway shows, we went to dinner, we went to a picnic, and literally that weight, and I was able to hear his heart, hear what he was going through, hearing how he felt. And I said, wow, I really, we were making this as a chore, but it's more of, even in the midst of it, still enjoy each other. So we enjoyed each other. We're like, you know what, God, we've been going through, I've literally probably been through 4 surgeries, 8 procedures. And in November, I found out that I was going to get ordained. So I said, okay, all right. And in the midst of me about to be ordained, I found out that I was pregnant, and a week later I lost the baby. So instead of me like processing that I was pregnant, I was like, okay, that's another month, let's go, because I want to get pregnant again. So in the midst of that, God was like, I'm still God. Trust me in this. So I just like, you know what, I'm gonna let it go and in your own timing. So during my ordination, my spiritual mother, Prophetess Baston, was like, God's gonna open your womb and you shall give birth. So I said, okay, all right, amen. God is good. And the last weeks of, or the last days of 2017, I did a commercial in regards to You're Not Alone. And that was the thought of Laughing Sarah. You're not alone. You're not alone in this struggle. And when I had my last IUI, which is insemination, I literally felt my uterus pop. I literally heard and felt a pop. And in the midst of that, I said, okay, God. And 2 weeks later, I found out that I was pregnant with my beautiful daughter, Naya. So, and I was able to conceive, had an amazing pregnancy. I didn't have any issues, didn't have gestational diabetes or hypertension. I literally had a beautiful pregnancy and a beautiful birth. And now I have been able to try to encourage men and women, because there are men that go through infertility, that you're not alone in this. And also, you know, it has opened up doors for other individuals to share their heartache in regards to infertility and miscarriage.
Wow, this is beautiful. This is such a transparent but powerful message of hope, encouragement, and inspiration. Talk a little bit about your ministry. And before I forget, I got to let you know before I forget, what were some of the lowest points that you got to, so that you can encourage others that you might get to this point, but you don't have to stay there. God will lift you up out of those low places.
Some of the lowest points that I got to is, and just being honest, is getting some invitations to baby showers. And I remember, not that I wasn't happy for the couple, we were happy for the couple, but it was just the point of, after the second year, it's just like, God, what's up? And I remember about to enter to go into a baby shower, and I literally had literally I had a panic attack. I literally just could not go in. And everyone was like, where's Natalie? Like, you know, and not at that point, although I started Laughing Sarah, not many people were watching, so to speak. So there were some individuals that didn't even know that I was going through infertility. So where's Natalie? Where's Joe? You know, what's going on? And I literally had to tell my husband, drop the gift off, we got to go. Because it wasn't, I was happy, but in the time I was grieving, because I literally got like another negative pregnancy test at another situation. And I remember sometimes going to work and driving to work. And one of the songs that encouraged me was by Brian Courtney Wilson, which was called Close. You're closer than you ever think. But I remember I was listening to the song, but still sobbing my eyes out, because I'm just like, God, what's going on? Like, you know, I've been a faithful servant. I've served your people. Why is this not happening to me? And I remember, you know, just dealing with the depression, feeling as if I was good enough, you know, feeling as if, you know, is my husband gonna want me? Am I pretty enough? You know, and like, and I'm not to be funny, I'm not an ugly woman, but I literally felt very ugly in that process, because it's just like, I didn't feel like myself. I did not feel, you know, good enough to be loved. Although my husband's like, Natalie, I'll love you in the midst of this. Even if we feel as if we need to adopt or go through IVF, I'll still love you. And I was like, yeah, but, and literally sometimes even men and women of God was like, hello, can you just listen? Like, you know, you encouraging other people, but I need you to stay still and let me minister to you. And you know, those were some low points, was baby showers, sometimes in the midst of my car hearing that I had to go through another surgery, hearing that the treatment didn't work, hearing that, another person that you were going through the infertility struggles with, they went through the process, and it's just like, okay, when's gonna be my turn? When is it gonna happen for me? And I had to realize that it's going to happen one day. And that day happened literally the end of 2017, the last day of 2017, literally 2 weeks after my ordination. That's when I conceived.
That's so wonderful. God is faithful. God is absolutely faithful. So tell us a couple of things about the ministry, what you do with the ministry.
Yes. So Laughing Sarah was birthed out, and everyone knows the scripture that, or the story that Sarah laughed when she heard she was going to conceive. But the process of Laughing Sarah is the restoration once she received Isaac. So even in the midst of being old, even in the midst of, having, not being able to give her husband a child, there was still laughter once she was able to receive Isaac. So Laughing Sarah is a ministry in regards to restoration while you're waiting, restoration while you have had either miscarriage, restoration while you feel as if you are spiritually barren. So Laughing Sarah is a process that, as I started on September 2nd, 2017, in regards to the midst of my situation. So I'll have men and women will come on and talk about encouragement. So I started it with infertility, but now it's in regards to encouragement regarding anything that is barren in their lives.
Wow. It's amazing what God will do. I tell you, it's amazing how faithful he is. So God bless you. So if you had an opportunity, not if you had, because this is what this is, an opportunity, you're on the platform and there are hundreds of individuals, whether women, men, husband, wife, and they're just at a point of where you were. What would you share with them? A couple of points or words of encouragement that you would share with them just to brighten their day, give them hope.
One thing I would like to say is trust the process. Yes, the process may seem hard. Yes, the process may seem difficult. Even for women who have gotten a diagnosis before they were married, because there's some women that have dealt with PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids, incompetent uterus. God is still faithful. God is a miracle worker. When the doctor told me that there's going to be a hard chance for me to give birth, or there's going to be a hard chance for me to conceive, God is still faithful. Couples, date each other. Yes, you're in the process of trying to conceive, but remember what it was when you took those vows all those years ago. Enjoy each other. Make a time, date night for each other. Because a lot of times, there's times where you don't conceive because there's so much stress that's going on. So let God do the work. Let God reconcile some of the even arguments that you go through in your marriage. Because let's just be real, couples won't tell you that sometimes when you're going through infertility, there's sometimes some misunderstandings and arguments, but let God do the work. Enjoy the relationship that you have, the love that you have, because when you enjoy the love that you have and that God put you together, so don't let infertility tear you apart. Don't let the label tear you apart, because what God put together, don't let a label, don't let what man may say put you apart, because God is going to do it. And even if you don't get pregnant naturally, and you have to go through adoption, you are not a failure, because there's a baby out there that needs you. There's a child, a teenager, someone that needs to be mentored, someone that needs to be cared for, someone that really needs to know that they are loved. So if you have the heart to give even in the midst of it. Give in them even in the midst of trying to conceive, because that love that you give is being reciprocated in your motherly values.
Awesome.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing your testimony with us. I really, really appreciate you being so honest and open about your journey and how you felt at the different phases of your journey. Like you said before, this topic has been so taboo, and even though people are starting to come out, more and talk about it, a lot of people still aren't ready to even discuss that they've been through this, because it's that feeling of shame that society that we put on ourselves, so I really, really appreciate you sharing that with us. I know for a fact there are women and men out there who will hear this and feel encouraged and empowered not to give up, and not to feel that they failed and their life is over, because we have a great guest right here who's shown you that your life is not over.
And I just want to encourage the men. I've been talking a lot to the women, and God just put this in my spirit. Men, for anyone who has been feeling as if you've gotten the diagnosis that you are having issues, you're not less than a man. You are still manly. You are still what God has called you to be. You are still called to be a mentor. You are still called to be champion. You are still called to be the head of a household. You are still called. So when the enemy comes up and speaks in your ear, you got to tell that bad boy to back up, because I am made to be a father figure. I am made to be a warrior. I'm made to be a prince. I'm made to help out a young man or a young woman. You are made for this. And God can work miracles, signs, and wonders. So even if you feel as if you don't have enough count, or whatever the doctor may say, God can blow right into that situation, open the door, and you can be able to give birth and help give birth with your wife. So don't let any diagnosis or labels stop you from the plan of God.
Yes, I'm telling you, if you weren't encouraged by that, I don't know what will. You better go ahead and pass the offering plate, please. No, seriously, because people need to understand this is a real thing. This is real feelings, real situations, and people aren't getting help that they need because they're ashamed of it, or they just don't want to talk about it. And one thing I really want to stress, and if I can ask you, for couples who are trying to conceive or having any issues, I would say if you are the other spouse, the one who does not have, the issue, be easy on them. Like, don't go so hard on them. Can you talk a little bit about that?
You have to support each other in this. Even if you may not be the person that is dealing with the infertility struggle, you both are here together. So because you're both here together and you are that one situation or that one issue, you guys pray about it together, because God can do it together. And don't let impatience rob you from what God has for you. Amazing. Don't let that situation break you up. Yes. At all. Because I know a couple that has been dealing with infertility for 18 years and now are pregnant. Through 18 years are now pregnant in a pandemic. So don't let anything stop you.
You heard me as a Miss Portia. Cue the band, please. No, that is amazing. Oh my goodness.
This is, look, I feel it. I heard the tambourine, the organ, the drums, and my feet are, I love it. I love it because it is such a message of don't give up. Mm-hmm. Never give up. Yes. Keep praising God. Keep the faith. All of that works together. And then just like you said earlier, you talk right back to the enemy. If he has the audacity to bring it to you, give him the word. And I always say, slap him with the word. He has to back down. He has to back down. Okay.
And what I want to also say is, if you can go through some professional counseling as well to talk about your issues, because there are therapists that specialize in infertility. There are therapists that will talk to you in regards to issues, because I'm telling you, you feel all kind of things. You go through sometimes depression, anxiety, feeling guilt, going back to what happened in your childhood or so forth. All kind of things come up. So if you can speak to someone and get some professional help. So yes, pray, but God has given man and women knowledge, to help you in that situation. So both married together to assist you in that process.
There's
And
nothing wrong with
I ain't ashamed. I actually went and I saw someone in
Yes.
regards to that. So yes, you could be anointed, but get some therapy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That works. It really works from the pulpit to the door.
Mhm.
Having someone to talk it, because the answer is literally in you. You just need to talk it out. And then, God gives you the information, the download and all of that. And you're better. Embrace it where you are and deal with it. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Takira?
So I wanted to know if we could meet your wonderful blessing that's going to be having a birthday soon. If you want to bring her on, you can.
Sure. Just hold on 1 minute. I'm going to bring Naya. She is definitely her name. So her name means flowing water. And this, funny enough, when I was going through the process and I literally stopped and I parked, he said her middle name shall be Annalise, which means graced by God's favor. And at the point, it was like, I was literally in year 1 of the situation. I was like, her name shall be Annalise. And I have a girl, 4 years later from starting this whole process. Yes, her name is Naya Annalise. Come, Naya, come here. Say hello to the people.
Hello, people. Hello to the people.
Say hi.
Naya?
Yes,
You're so
this is my miracle
beautiful.
baby.
It's nothing.
Such a blessing.
Yes.
That's
So
my
God
Naya.
can
Naya,
Naya.
do you sing? Do you have a song you can sing?
My name is Naya.
Yeah. So, but do you
Do you have a song you can sing?
Naya. Hi,
You're so-
everybody.
hi. You're so pretty.
Hi,
No, you have a
everybody.
song? You have a song? I know you like to Give Me You. No?
Give me you.
Uh-huh. Everything else can wait. Come on.
Give me you.
I hope I'm not too late.
Give me you.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
Can wait. Give me
you. A whole lot away.
Yes, give me you.
That's beautiful.
Job.
So Natalie, do you have your contact information just in case people want to contact you via your ministry or however they may contact you?
Yes, so you can find me on Facebook under Laughing Sarah, or Instagram at I Am Laughing Sarah. And
Right.
starting next month, I will be starting back with Laughing Sarah and having some more encouragement. I've put it on pause for a bit because now I'm a doctoral student. So, but I will start it again, especially because it's 4 years next year or next month. Next month will be 4 years. So,
All right. Wonderful. That is so wonderful. Thank you so much for agreeing to come and be our guest. You have blessed people across the country and internationally. So we are so grateful to God to have you as our guest on today. And we will make sure we get your information into our comment section so that anyone who would like to contact you via your ministry or however, or Instagram, whatever we can do to share this word of hope, encouragement, and inspiration to our audience across the country, that's what we're going to do. So again, we're going to leave you for today. She's going to keep singing and do whatever she wants to do according to mom and dad. Hi, Joe. Joe's your husband, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Joe. We're blessing God for you as well. So we're going to leave you for today, and we will be back tomorrow with another special guest at 1 p.m. God bless you, and we'll see you later.
Bye.